Hi everyone, welcome to Healthy Families with the Natural Parent. My name's Annaliese Jones and I'm a naturopath, medical herbalist and nutrition expert, and I also write for the Natural Parent, and I'm really excited to be popping in here regularly to share some insights with you guys and answer some questions. We're choosing to talk about spring hay fever today, spring and summer really, but now's about the time when it can start to kick in and cause some problems. It's a big problem for us. There are 1 in 5 Kiwis that suffer from hay fever, and that can include children as well. So you might think that you've had a cold all winter, but it may actually be a hay fever type issue if it's not going away after say a week or 3 weeks. Really probably more likely to be hay fever, and if you're stuffy sort of up and around here as well and it comes with headaches, etc., it's worth thinking about that it perhaps is hay fever and not just a cold. We can develop hay fever later in life, and yes, children can get it too, and I know that sometimes we think that kids can't get hay fever, but they really can, and it's something to look out for if you're noticing that they've got these kind of allergic shiners under their eyes, we call them, or if they've got that sort of allergic salute as well, where they're always wiping their nose like that. They get this little sort of ridge across the top of their nose as well, which is a sure sign that there's a bit of a hay fever situation going on. So one of the causes of hay fever is, well, pollens, and so that's why it tends to be an issue this time of year, airborne pollens. It can also be caused by other things, or hay fever-like symptoms can be caused by other things like animal dander and also mold, that kind of thing. So it is worth sort of thinking about what the cause might be and if it can be eliminated, but oftentimes it can't. So it's really about supporting your immune system to deal with the symptoms, and there are a few sort of home remedies that we can do that are really helpful without you having to, come in and see a naturopath or spend a lot of money. So that's what we'll be talking about in a moment. Just wanted to mention though what hay fever really is. So it's your immune system has sort of misinterpreted a pollen or a mold spore or something like that as actually being a real threat to the body, and so it responds by releasing histamine, and histamine then attaches to those histamine receptor sites in our nose, or it might be around our eyes or sinuses, that kind of thing. And then the body responds to that by actually releasing fluid and sort of causing some swelling. Really, your body's trying to help you, but obviously that can cause us some trouble. So conventionally, obviously, we'd use antihistamines, which really shut down that histamine, that sort of immune response. You might take them orally if it's really bad, or of course there are nasal sprays, which are antihistamines. Antihistamines are basically steroids, so that's definitely okay to use when you need them. It can be quite debilitating, but there's such an overuse of nasal sprays particularly. Really, even on the packet it says we should only be using them for 3 days. If we use them beyond that, which of course everybody does, and I don't blame you, we tend to get what we call rebound congestion, and rebound congestion is because there's sort of damage from that steroid use. It thins out the blood vessels, the sort of lining of the blood vessels, and also just the lining of the nasal cavity there, and so we get some bleeding and all sorts of problems over time. So ideally we only want to use it short term, and if you do notice that you've got some rebound or you've been overusing your nasal spray, I'd really recommend that you try and switch over to a saline one, and you sort of slowly wean yourself off that nasal spray if possible, and then do a few of these home remedies. So the first thing is to use some horseradish. Actually, we use horseradish as a herb. I'll see if I can come and show you here. Can you see that there? Yeah. Oh, this is harder than I thought. Horseradish. So we use it herbally, but you can even just buy, what I'd recommend is that you actually buy the root. So you'll need to take yourself to a grocer, I guess, to buy the root, and grate that and pop it into a salad, soup, on roast veggies, that kind of thing. That's the first thing. So you want to make sure you're getting daily horseradish. If you can, about half an inch would be good. The other thing you want to do is try and get some local honey. So if you're actually responding to pollens in the area, that sort of helps to sensitize you, almost like a wee immunization. So if you can get some local honey from around where you live, say within a 10k radius, would be great. And a teaspoon of that a day is really great as well. So that helps. Using rosemary, so rosemary tea, a teaspoon of fresh or dried rosemary in some hot water and drinking that daily, that does help to reduce down our allergic response. Some people find that really helpful. It's worth a try. And vitamin C, of course. So vitamin C acts as a natural antihistamine in a way. So it sort of helps to stabilize those histamine releasing cells. About 500 milligrams a day, but that really does depend on the person. So do a little bit of research around that. And the last thing is just make sure you're getting an onion every day. A whole brown onion in something would be amazing. I throw onion in everything. Or raw red onion would be even better. So there's heaps of quercetin in raw red onion, and that's been shown to have some natural sort of antihistamine effects as well. So if you can get all of those in, that would be amazing. And I think you'd find that if you started sort of midwinter doing all of that, you'd have a much better spring and summer with your histamine response. So any questions, just shoot us a DM, probably would be the best way. And hopefully you've got some value out of that. Look forward to seeing you here again soon. All right, have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.